Even though San Francisco lost their preseason opener, there were several players that stood out on the offensive side of the ball, including 49ers' own beast mode Jordan Mason. And there was also the competition between Joshua Dobbs and Brandon Allen for that backup quarterback job. So in this video, I'll break down their performance among others, starting off with Jordan Mason. While Mason's known for his aggressive running style, I honestly think his vision's underrated. On this play, for instance, Mason is able to read the defensive line penetrating the backfield, so he's able to cut it back, and he's still able to make it inside behind Colt McKivit's block. But still, maybe my favorite part about his game is how he absolutely punishes the defense. And once Mason is finishing a run, he's always lunging forward to get an additional couple yards like on this play. Or here, Mason is meeting your backer right in the hole and absolutely destroying him. And this is what makes me think he's a perfect complement to a guy like Christian McCaffrey. He has a different running style, but his running style helps wear down the defense, which will also be beneficial to CMC. He's also the perfect goal line back, like here, where he comes in contact with 4 Tennessee Titans defenders but still drags them into the end zone. Moving into San Francisco's other undrafted free agent back, I don't think Cody Schrader had himself too bad of a game. Like when you're watching this play, he does an excellent job of exploiting this defense by maximizing his cutback lane. He sees his cutback forming, cuts back, and then shoots the hole hard. Despite this vision though, it doesn't help if the offensive line doesn't create really any push, and that's what was happening for the majority of the game in my opinion. With that being said, we did get to see Cody Schrader in pass protection, and I was pretty impressed. When you're watching this play, for instance, he 100% takes care of his job. The defender is on the floor, and he doesn't allow him to get to the quarterback. Moving into San Francisco's quarterback competition, starting out with Brandon Allen, he had himself a decent day. I specifically think Brandon Allen did a good job of challenging the defense in the intermediate to deep range. On this play, for instance, he's able to deliver an absolute strike to Frank Darby. Despite this pretty impressive play, Darby was waived by San Francisco. Allen also had a beautiful deep throw to Tay Martin on the sideline, and while it wasn't hauled in, you have to admire the ball placement here. But I don't think that was the case necessarily all day. When you watch plays like this, sure, Allen completed the pass, but he was high on Tay Martin. Or on this play, when you're watching him make this throw to Jordan Mason, it looks like he predetermined to throw the ball here, and it was high once again. And while Dobbs didn't have a perfect game either, I do think he was the better quarterback on the day. On this play, for instance, Dobbs also showed he could get it done in the intermediate to deep range, hitting Tay Martin on the deep out. And even when the pocket was collapsing in on him, like this play, he still did a good job of delivering a ball. Or on this play, once again, Dobbs gets absolutely drilled, but he's still able to find his receiver. But it wasn't just these short passes he was able to hit with pressure in his face, he was also able to hit deep ones like this corner route to Tay Martin. Perhaps the biggest reason I thought Dobbs was a better quarterback on the day though is that he showed off the potential he could offer San Francisco. On a play like this, he was able to climb the pocket and do the rest himself. Allen might win you a game, I think Dobbs can win you more than just one. But with that being said, I want to hear who you thought was the better quarterback on the day, Allen or Dobbs. Moving on to San Francisco's wide receivers, I think Tay Martin was able to rebound nicely after dropping that deep Brandon Allen pass. I really like Martin's height, coming in at 6'3", and despite running his 40-yard dash in 4.58 seconds, I think he does a nice job of getting open deep. When you watch this play for Martin and Dobbs, for instance, you really couldn't ask more. It's running like a well-oiled machine. As soon as Martin is coming out of this corner break, Dobbs is there with the ball. And even on simple slant patterns, Martin did a good job of demonstrating his ability to make defenders miss with his agility. Outside of Tay Martin, Trent Taylor was able to find the soft spot in the defense routinely and showed off pretty good acceleration on his jet sweep. It also bodes well for Taylor. He was handling San Francisco's kick return duties. He may be able to make a push for the 53-man roster. Moving off San Francisco's wide receivers and into their tight ends, Eric Saubert was able to haul one in, and it was interesting to see Braden Willis as the backup fullback. But the player with the best day at the position was probably Jake Tongas. While he didn't have a massive play, he was just consistent when he was targeted, whether that be when he was open or tightly contested balls. He just brought them in. As far as San Francisco's offensive line went, it was disappointing to see Colt McKivitz get a penalty, but I did think Dominic Puni had himself a day. He specifically showed out in pass protection at giving up 0 pressures and sacks. He did a good job of helping out the center when needed, and when left by himself, he showed off good anchoring and pop for a rookie. And in San Francisco's running offense, I think Puni did a good job job of showing off his athleticism, and while his blocks weren't perfect every single time, I do think they'll improve as the season goes on. But ultimately, these are just some players that stood out to me on San Francisco's offensive side of the ball in the Tennessee Titans game, and I want to hear who stood out to you. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.